Alright, well, confused make matters more confusing. I'm just jumping around here. This here is the 3.7 firing order and the 4.0 firing order. And I think I covered this in one of the other videos, but give somebody a good idea of what injectors I moved to make things work. Like I said on the other video, 6 went to 5, 5 jumped up to 3, 4 went to 6, 3, you didn't have to make an extension cord for that, it just jumped right up to 2, and then of course 2, come back to 4, and I made them out of ABS wheel speed sensors and bits and pieces of wire. And the ABS wheel speed sensor is the one end, I believe, was what plugged into the wiring harness. And then the other end was just a random harness from the junkyard. And they looked good. And they work great. Trying to go down through here some of the other oddball wiring things that you're going to need to do. It says here that no overdrive light output. And there was a couple wires, but I don't think I had to do anything. I think that had to do with, there's a 42 RLE, that's a regular, and then there's a one that has a variable line pressure. Fortunately, I didn't run into any issues, but they did make, like I said, that it's the front wheel drive transmission with some minor changes, and they went to some pulse modulated stuff to affect the line pressure or whatever. But the Jeep didn't matter. It ran the old stuff, I believe, or at least I haven't had any trouble left. It might be wrong. I might be on my way to grenading the transmission, but either way, I've been driving it for over a year now, and I haven't had no trouble. So maybe I just lucked out. There's that pin 26 sensor ground. I did find it in one of my other notes, and it's literally pin 27 in the Dodge computer. So you could just, and it's not populated like I got into there before about them not using certain wires and certain things to kind of like foolproof this. So if you plug stuff in, but this had to get moved over one pin, and I'll go down through the wiring, and you're probably going to have to do this yourself. But like I said, this is all the pin outs. 1097 is the 4.0. The 3.7 uses 1097 and 123, and that's coming out of that C2 connector for the individual 6 coils. PCM parallel. Yeah, logger brick. You had to switch some wires around, whether you want to modify your harness or go the way I route and made these little adapter things. Here, see, I even had it wrote down in here, and I just failed to tell everybody. I kind of got ahead of myself. That's going on about the PCM and the fuel injectors, and then here's some of the wires. I got into this the other day. What you're going to want to do is you're going to take and get the Jeep service manual, and you're going to get the pin out, and you're going to get the pin out of your computer. I mean, I'm sure this is the, I keep basing this off the 04 RAM, but they're going to be very similar. And I just went down through and checked off, and these ones here stuck out for some reason, and then I just circled them. I wrote down what it was on the Jeep, what it was on the computer, and what I was going to have to do to make it work. But the RAM 26, oh, this is the wrong connector. Okay, but I did this with every connector. There's the C2. And I even wrote down here, fuse sensor ground on C2. And I made a note, like, hey, I don't know where it's at. Because when they started fiddling around here and run out of places to put stuff, run these extra sensors, they stole other connectors and went kind of out of the ordinary. Like here, the AC pressure signal is on the Jeep. On the Ram, it's not connected. So where is it at? That's your AC sensor. The computer tells the compressor to turn on. That's going to have to work, or it won't turn on. But right here on the Jeep, it's 21. So 21 to 31, you're going to have to, you know, there's a little bit of jumping around you're going to have to do, depending on how much stuff you want to work on this Jeep. I did most of it. I was, like I said, I wanted the thing to run. And then I kind of went back and and did everything. And this was the white connector, and I damn near wrote down everything it was. This was the orange connector, and I believe, like I said on the Jeep, 26, there it is, 26. 27 is your sensor ground. So you got to just, from that pin to that pin, and you could do that with a little jumper wire in the harness and de-pin the connector and slide it over. I mean, depending on how far you want to do. Because once you got this wired for the 3.7 computer, and I didn't check every computer out, but these are a dime a dozen. I mean, you could buy 5 or 6 spares and go. It's just getting from that holy grail 1 in a million 0506 Wrangler computer to convert this over to everything else. And just pick your poison. Do you want to do the 3.3, 3.8, the 3.7? I mean, I had some stuff down here about the 3.8 Magnum, or the Magnum Power Tech computer maybe would work. And yeah, I was just digging through everything. But I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, this is a magic box. And it wants cam and crank, some throttle body movement, some O2 sensors, a little bit of power, RPM signal, and it's going to spit out what it needs to spit out. You just need to tell it nothing, because I didn't program any of these. They're just all running whatever stock firmware is in here. I didn't hook a computer to none of these other than to do my dashboard calibration and the tire size, so my shift points was, you know, not dragging bag and overdrive all the time. And like I said, I did all this basically nothing other than a 2-way scan tool and brute force. And then here's the 04 black Ram connector, and went down through, write everything down, because this is going to be stuck in your head, because at the end of this day you're going to need these notes, because you're the one wiring this thing. I kind of like take this thing to Chrysler and tell them, you know, I don't know what's going on here. I just put gas in it and it won't start. Boy, they'd really be scratching their head if they seen this thing. He'd probably just refuse to work on it. It'd be one of them customer states videos, and they'd be like, customer, we don't even know what the hell. You know, let them see them hook up their scan tool to this thing. It's just a garbage can pile of parts all wired together with some chicken wire and some recycled electrical tape, because that's too cheap to go to the store and buy another roll. So I stole a little bit off something else next to it, you know. Be a bad joke to play. Bring it in on a Friday, an hour before quitting time. Put your Karen haircut on and you want to see the manager. I mean, I'm just kind of thumbing through the notes so you can enjoy my crappy artwork here. But honestly, this kind of helped me, because I started memorizing these wiring codes and stuff after writing it down 37 times, you know what I mean? So once you get this down, I mean, it all starts to make sense, and then the fear's gone, and sky's the limit. You'll just try anything. I mean, if it burns it up, it burns it up. Just go to the junkyard, get another computer, and hopefully you don't screw anything up you can't fix, because you're going to figure it out one way or the other. But you're going to need your pinouts, and then just start swapping connectors. I mean, that's pretty much where I started at. And it actually started. But, I mean, I really don't know what else to say to help anybody. I mean, this wasn't no easy road. It took me, you know, a good month or so. I was dickering around and stuff like that. Like here in the 04, right here, Ram, whatever, they're calling it the tow haul and overdrive switch. This has got to be pinned in so your switch will work on your dash, so you can take your transmission out of overdrive. That I did hook up. I needed that because good bigger tires on it. Well, not much bigger, but it was nice to be able to turn that off because for some reason it don't know, even with the original computer.